What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to build another project from Frontend Mentor.io using HTML and CSS. I'll probably do a couple more of these before I start getting into JavaScript. I plan on releasing a free full little JavaScript course and then doing some JavaScript, some full websites with JavaScript added in after that. So this will be one of the last two or three that it's just HTML and CSS for a while, probably. But anyways, I'm on frontendmentor.io. Again, this is not sponsored. None of these front-end mentor videos are sponsored. It's just a good website to practice web development with. But anyway, I'm going to go to challenges. And I'm going to hide all the completed ones I've done and sort by easier first. And what should we do? I haven't even decided what I was gonna build yet before I did this, honestly. Let's do. I do want to do this one, but it's premium, and a lot of you guys might not have a premium account for Frontend Mentor, so I'll do this one, but not yet. Let's do a free one. Let's do this order summary component. Does that sound good? Actually, I'll do this one. This one looks good. This one looks fun. Stats preview card component. This is a free one, and this looks relatively easy. So let's look at the desktop design. So it's just a little card. So this would be like a section on a landing page, probably near the middle or the bottom, or it just shows off whatever product this is. So this will be our desktop view. So it looks like we have content, a picture, and then I don't know if that picture is just a picture with a purple over it, or if we have to do that ourselves. We'll find out. We might have to do that with code. And then this is the mobile version. So pretty cool. Again, this will be a nice simple little project that'll have us use Flexbox and mobile design. So again, this will be great for anybody that wants to code along with this. Or maybe you did this yourself on Frontend Mentor, but you have questions about how you should have done it better or something like that. This will be a perfect video for you. And then if you guys want to learn HTML and CSS from the basics for free, I have free courses that I have linked below in the description too. So don't forget about that. If you don't know the fundamentals, you shouldn't be doing projects like this yet until you've at least taken that free course or somebody else's. But we're going to build this one right now. So I'm going to hit Start Challenge, and I will download the starter code. I don't know. I guess I'll download the Figma one as well. Got 8 credits remaining. 7 receive more credits and discern. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. So we'll use this. So if you don't know what I just downloaded, guys, I downloaded the starter code file, which you guys can all download. And then I also downloaded the Figma file. And Figma is like, it's like Photoshop, but it's just for web development. So I'll show you what that is and how to import that if you want to use Figma with me. To download the professional design files from Figma or Sketch, I think you have to be a paid member for Frontend Mentor. It's like $12 a month. So, I mean, it's super cheap. If most people, I'm assuming y'all can afford $12 a month. I would recommend it just so you get used to working with design software. If you want to be a professional developer for like a company, or even if you're going to do freelancing, you don't have to be a designer, but you'll want to like partner with a designer and then at least like know how to use the basic design software. And Figma is really good because it's free. It's not like Photoshop where you got to pay like $80 a month or whatever outrageous price it is. And you can put that on your resume too, like, hey, you at least know Figma, which is becoming the industry standard. Actually, it's getting more and more popular, which is good. So I downloaded those files. I'm just going to X out of this right now. And I'm going to make a new folder. Actually, I'm not, because we already have the folder that we downloaded, so I'm going to delete that. I'm going to open Visual Studio Code. That's the text editor I'm going to be using. And then I'm going to go to my Finder. And I've got all this stuff here that I don't need. Let me go ahead and delete this stuff, guys. Sorry. I don't like clutter in my downloads folder. It's just a bunch of project stuff that I already built. And I don't need this. Okay, so I believe we're on stats preview component now. Empty my trash. I'm on Mac, guys, but if you're on PC, I assume you know how to download stuff and unzip files and go to your files and whatnot. So do that with me when I'm doing it if you want. So this is the main.zip. So this is like the starter code for that project. So I'm going to just bring this here. Stats preview card component. I'm going to get rid of the main. And then let's open this folder up. So this has the design pictures in it, which is cool. If you guys don't have Figma, you can just look at these pictures. And then it also comes with the images. So we don't need this favicon. And then yeah, it looks like we have both these images, but we're gonna have to look up how to add the purple overlay over that. I don't remember. I haven't done that in a while, so we'll be looking that up together and we'll figure that out. But that's real web development, guys. Most of the time you're gonna get stuff that you haven't done in a while or you've never done, and you have to just look it up. So that's cool. And then we got the README templates, so we'll look at those. So I'm gonna go ahead and drag this over into my Visual Studio Code. And then these README files, I don't think these are necessary. Yeah. Let's just delete this. This is just a bunch of nonsense that we don't need. And then the README. This is just about Frontend Mentor and building your project and blah, blah, blah. Get rid of that. Style guide will be helpful. It'll have colors that we need. Of course, it has HSLs. If you guys watched any of my other videos, you know how I feel about HSL colors. So we're going to be converting those into hex code colors. All of these, we'll do that together. It tells us the font size for all of the main body text is 15 pixels, so we'll do that in our CSS. And then it tells us we need the Interfont and the Lex and Deca font from Google Fonts. And we'll get those together too. So let's go ahead and create our index.html file. And, oh, they already have one for us, it looks like. I don't like all this. I'm making my own. Too much clutter. I don't like it. You can keep that if you want, guys. I'm just going to make a fresh, just delete what's there and just make a fresh new thing that's not cluttered. So this is stats preview card, we'll name it. Just name it after the project for now. And then below the last meta tag and above my title, I'm going to do the link tag and hit tab. Just type link and hit tab. These are all shortcuts with Visual Studio Code, guys. So this is the Emmet. It uses that plugin called Emmet where it completes stuff for you, where you can just type it out and hit tab, and then it'll write the rest of what you're going for. So we got our link tag. Our well is already style sheet auto completed. And then we're going to make a style.css document. So I'm just going to hit this new file button, put style.css. So that exists. Now we can link to it in our href. Say style.css. Okay. And then we can get started here. Let's make sure that our style sheet is linked properly. So I'm just going to make an H1 that says test. I'm going to launch this page with the Visual Studio Code plugin called Live Server. Or I guess it's called an extension. You can click here, type in live, and then download Live Server. It'll say install if you don't have it. If you don't have that yet, or if you're new to Visual Studio Code, just lets you update your page and watch it update in real time, which is really cool. So here it is. There we go. We got our test text. And then every time you make a change on your document, guys, you can come up here and hit save. file save, or you can hit Command S or Control S on PC keyboard to save. That should be the shortcut. But yeah. So let's see. I'm going to go to my style sheet, and the first thing I'm going to do is make it what's called a CSS reset to get rid of all the default styles from Chrome. So asterisk means select all. We're going to say margin 0, padding 0, box sizing border box. And you see when I saved there, I got rid of all the default margins and paddings, so that's good. So that means that our style sheet is linked correctly. We can further test that by making the H1 red. So let's say H1 color red. Okay, so good. We know our style sheet is there. I'm going to leave that there for now because we're going to go ahead and grab our fonts that we need. I'm going to go to the style guide and we'll go to Google Fonts together and grab these Google fonts. I'll type in Google Fonts. I'm going to go to the shopping bag looking thing and remove all. If you have any fonts in there, if you don't know how to use Google Fonts, that's where your fonts show up. So I'm just going to remove all. Those were fonts from the last project we did, so we don't need those. And it says, so we got to get enter. So let's go ahead and get enter. There it is. And I'm going to make this bigger. We need the font weights 400 and 700. I'll make this full screen so it's easy for you guys to see. So let's go regular 400, bold 700, and then go to our shopping bag, and there's enter, it's there, but we need another font, so we might as well get the other font while we're here. We need Lex and Deca. So I don't think I've ever used that one, so let's go ahead and grab that. Lex and Deca, here it is. And we need 400 font weight only. So we'll grab 400. So again, your font weights are up here, guys. So our regular 400. And then I'm going to click my shopping bag, and there's all of our fonts. This has the link for both fonts that we got, and then both font families that we need. So let's copy this. This is going to go in our HTML. And I'm going to put it above my style sheet, my style.css link. I'm going to put it above that. And then we need our font family code. I'll click on this again, and this is our font families that we need. And for now, since I don't know what goes where, I'm just gonna make a CSS comment that's command slash and question mark key. Just hold command and hit the question mark, or control question mark on PC, I think. And then I'm just gonna paste in my font families, but yeah, that shortcut will give you a CSS comment. That's why I was saying that. But we need those up there. I'll figure out which font goes where because I have that Figma file, so I'll let you guys know because I don't think it says here. One of these is going to be like the heading text, the header text, and one of these is going to be for like paragraphs. So that's why there's two different ones. Usually there's two different fonts mixed in, most 2 to 3, sometimes even like 4 different fonts in a web design, just depending on what the designers want. And certain fonts go together really well. So there's like a whole theory just based off of website typography that you can learn. If you want to get really into design, you can just look that up on YouTube or wherever. But yeah, it gets complicated. So I'm gonna get out of Google Fonts, and then let's go ahead and let's get the colors that we need. I'm gonna convert these HSL colors into hex code colors. So I'm gonna type in HSL to hex. I don't use the HSL color style. I don't really understand it, and I don't care to learn it, so that's why I always just convert them. Let's see. This is usually the website I use. Here we go. So I guess we'll just bounce back and forth here. Oh, there we go. We can just do it. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut and paste these in. It's gonna spit out a hex code color for me. There's that. Dark saturated blue card background. Okay. See, it tells you like what goes what. Okay. Dark desaturated blue. Okay. And then we got soft violet accent. That might be, that's going to be the color that goes over the picture or something, probably. That purple tint. And then white main heading. So this is just white. So that's just FFF. Slightly transparent white. Okay. So slightly transparent white main paragraph, slightly transparent white stat headings. So I might actually keep these, because one thing HSLA does is it lets you control transparency. If you have HSLA, it's kind of like RGBA, which is another thing. Like if RGBA already exists to do the same thing, why was HSLA invented? I don't understand web development when it comes to stuff like that, man. We already had a tool for that, so why are we making another one? But whatever. I'm going to keep these as hex codes. I'll keep these as HSLAs, I guess, because they control the transparency, and that'll make it exactly what the design is. So whatever, we'll deal with it there. But yeah, all of our other colors are good to go. Let's go ahead and pull up the design. So design right here, desktop design. I wonder if I can, let me go ahead and open this in my preview. So go to design, desktop design, and then I can put it side by side for you guys. And then I'm going to I'll show you guys how to import the Figma file really quick, because I'm going to have I have a 3-screen setup, guys. So I'm going to import the Figma one, and you guys can, if you want to go to figma.com, download it for free, you can do it too. And then I'll have my Figma design on my other screen, so I can always look at it, but I'll revisit this side-by-side design with you guys a lot too, so we can all look at that same stuff together. So I'm going to open Figma, and X this out. Update available, we'll update that next time. And we're going to import the Figma file that we downloaded. So let's go to downloads. See, it's this figma.zip right here. Let me get rid of this zip file because I don't need this anymore. So this figma.zip file, you open it, you unzip it, click inside the folder, and then it's this .fig file. It's got to be this one. This is the one that you import. So you got to unzip a couple folders to get to it, else it won't work. So I think you can just drag this in here. Yep. Bam. Done. Let's open this up. There it is. So again, I'll be looking at this on another screen, but this is Figma, guys. It's just a little design software. So when you click on stuff, look, it gives us the hex codes in here. Look at that. It just allows you to kind of like click on stuff and see what the styles are, and it can help you work faster. A lot of times, since this is like a free challenge, a lot of these free Figma files don't really have much detail in them as much as like a premium one. So usually you would be able to click on this and like it would give you like a big list of CSS styles that were used, so that you can just copy them into your design, but don't really see that here. I think this says 32 line height, bold 28, so this will give you the font size. So it'll give us some stuff, but I'll have this on my other window, and we'll look at this one together. I'll let you know like what font sizes are and stuff is from Figma, so you can get your design exact too. But like I said, if you don't have Figma, you can just eyeball stuff and kind of look at it and just guess and still get it pretty close to the design. So it's not a big deal. All right. Just get this over here. All right, I think we have everything set up here. I think we can rock and roll and get started on the design. So first, our body is like this dark death background. So let's set that up. Get rid of this H1. We don't need that. Wait, we should actually look at that to make sure. Oh, wait, no, because we haven't changed the font yet. I was going to say we should look at that to see if our font changed, but we haven't added the fonts yet because I don't know which goes where. But let's delete that. Let's delete this. Start fresh. Okay. Don't need to be there anymore. All right, so, oh yeah, we were going to make the body this dark death color, so the background of the body, I should say. So let's say body, background color, and it says in the style guide what it should be, I believe. Very dark blue main background. I think this one. Let's see. Let's watch it update in real time. Okay, we got body, background color of this this hex code. Is that it? Yep, that's it. Okay, so there's the background color. And we're gonna be going through this. This is how you should do all projects. One little thing at a time. Okay, you tackle one thing at a time and just go from there. One little baby step at a time. So we got the background done. That was easy. Let's go ahead. So how I'm breaking this down in my mind, guys, is this whole thing is a div or a container or a section or whatever semantic HTML tag you want to use. And then within this big container is 2 more divs with the content. And then within each div is the content. And then we use flex on the outside container to make it go side by side. Okay, so that's how I already broke that down in my brain as soon as I saw it. If that's confusing, you'll get it as we build stuff. And eventually, if you keep coding, if you're just learning, you'll get to the point where you can just look at stuff and instantly know how to build it in your head too. It just takes time. So let's go ahead and make the container for this whole thing. So we'll call it a section because this would like most likely just be a section of a like a landing page or a web page. It would be like one little section of a page. So we'll say section, and I'll give it an ID. So I'm gonna say section hashtag insights main container. I like to have my class and ID names really long and obvious so I know exactly what they do. So this right here is all using Emmet. So I want to set the section HTML tag. I want an ID, so the ID selector, and then insights main container. Just type it all out, and then I hit tab, and it'll give me exactly what I wanted. Okay, so it'll save me from typing it all out. I'm just gonna make this bigger. Okay, so then within the container, we're gonna have 2 more divs, one for the content and one for the picture. So I'm gonna make a div with the class of we'll call it insights text. So I'll say dot insights text tab. Okay. And then the div next to it is going to contain the image. So we'll say dot insights image. And then within it will be the image. So I already know it's going to be the image. So I'm just going to say img, make the image tag. Say dot slash, go into my images folder, and image header desktop. Okay. So let's see what that did. There's the image. And I'm just putting that in there now because it's just an image. I already know it has to go there. So for the alt text, this is really just decoration. So we don't technically need alt text for this image, but I'll put some in there now. We'll just put like women working in office. But usually if the image, like the rule for development is if the image isn't like super important to the website to where the website doesn't make sense without it, then you don't really have to put alt text, but it's okay. We'll put alt text there. All right, so let's look at our design again, and we'll start filling in this div with the insights text information. And we're just going to do all the HTML first, so this is all going to be super ugly and just like stacked on top of each other, but then we'll style it after. So, all right. So we have like a heading up here to start. So we can say, probably we'll call that an H2 heading. Say H2, and then we have get, and then notice how the insights is in purple. So I'm going to style just that word by using a span. So SPAN span with the class of purple text. And now I can just put in the word insights in here, and we can style that separately from all the other stuff. So I'll just do that now. And this is a very common thing. You're going to be using spans with special classes to do stuff like this all the time. So get used to that. Okay, and then we'll say that help your business grow. Whoops, if I can spell. Okay, so get insights that help your business grow. We can't really see our text because this is dark at a super dark background, but it's there. Okay. All right, let's continue on. Below that H2, we're going to have a paragraph, so a P tag. So we'll say P. And then I wonder if it'll let me copy this text. I don't want to type all this out if I don't have to. Let's see. Control, copy. Oh my god, it worked. If you can copy that with whatever you're doing, do it. If not, pause and type that out. It says discover the benefits of data analytics and make better decisions regarding revenue, customer experience, and overall efficiency. Okay. So we'll make sure that showed up on our page after we saved. And it did. It's all there. It's just, again, we can barely see it because of the background. So cool. And then below that, we have some numbers that we're going to use Flexbox on to put next to each other. So that's just HTML, I think. I don't think there's an image for that. No, there's not. So that's fine. So let's go ahead and make that. So that'll be, I'll put this, I'm going to put the H2 in the paragraph in its own little container so that I can control where this is easily on the page. It's not necessary, but I like to, so that I can put margin on this whole thing rather than having to do it individually. So I'm going to say dot. Actually, that might be overkill. Yeah, that's going to be overkill. Never mind. Scratch that. But I will go below the paragraph, and I'll make a container for those three. So I'll say dot number stats container, because we got to put these three in a container so that we can flex them out next to each other. So we'll use number stats container, and then we will say, see, how do we want to do this? I guess I'll just use divs and like H3s. Let's do that. So we'll say div, and we'll have the class of stat. I'll say H3 10K plus, and then below it we'll have an H4, I guess. It says companies in all caps. So you can use CSS to make that H4 all capitalized, but I'd rather just do it in HTML. So let's just do that, and then we're going to copy this down 2 more times. So we'll just copy paste that down right below it 2 more times, guys, because they're all going to have the same class of stat. And then we'll just do the next one, 314 templates. So 314 templates, and then 12 million plus queries. So say 12M plus queries. Yeah. And we'll go to our page. all of this is here. Okay, I think that's it. It's gonna be a quick project, guys. This is pretty easy. It's just we're gonna, like I said, we'll come to the sticking point when we got to make some purple overlay on this, but we'll do that last. So cool. Let's go ahead and get this styled up. So I'm gonna go to my CSS. And I'm gonna bring this to my other screen so I can build this, update this live. But like I said, I'll slide it over here so you can see it. And we'll get started. So first thing I want to do is flex this stuff, because right now it's just all stacked on top of each other and ugly. We'll use Flexbox in our Insights main container to put the image in on this side and the text on this side. So let's copy this ID. And let's go down here, ID, hashtag, selector, Insights main container. Oops. I'm going to say display. Whoops. I don't want to be in caps lock still. My fault. Come on. There we go. Display, flex, align items, center, justify content, center. Okay. So just showing you here when I did all that and I saved, our stuff is now side by side like it should be. Okay. And let's see what the width. There's like a total width for this box, and I can get that information in Figma, so I will. And we'll put a width on it. There's like supposed to be a width and height for it. 1100. So 1010. That might be too big. But we'll do it. So according to Figma, this is 1110 pixels wide and 446 pixels tall. So we can put that width on it and that height on it. So width, 1110 pixels, and height, 446 pixels. So we did that, and it changed the design. It made it go from centered to the left. Because we put a defined height and width on there, it uncentered it. Okay, so we can recenter it by using margin auto, because we want it centered on our screen. So let's actually, first we'll do margin top, and we'll say 6 rem, because we don't want our design sucked all the way up to the top. Shit, I'll even do more. I'll do 7 rem. Okay, and then I'll say margin left auto, margin right auto, and I save, and then look what happened. Now it's side by side and it's centered again. Okay, so we put that the width and height on there just so it'll mimic the design perfectly, since we have that information. So, and then what we'll do is we'll go in and we'll make each section a width. We'll put width on it of 50%, so it's 50-50 to make up the whole thing, so they're the same width. Okay, so let's go into number stats container. All right, or no, sorry, we'll go into the Insights text container, because this is around everything. Copy that, and I'm copying my class names and my ID names so that when I put them in my style sheet, I don't have a typo and then it doesn't work. So I've made that mistake before, where I've spent like an hour not understanding why my styles aren't working when I had a little typo that I never noticed. So I don't like to do that. I like to avoid that at all costs. So I'm going to say width 50%. So we're making this part 50%. And then let's select the image right now and just make that width 50%, so they're 50-50 already. So we'll say Insights image. Oops. Insights image. Width 50%. Cool. Okay, so that didn't really do anything too noticeable to our design, but it made these so that these like little imaginary boxes where they're side by side are now equal width. Okay, So start building out our text area here. So we have insights text, and then we have H2. So say insights text, copy that, H2. And this is the white color. And I think our style guide has that HSL color that we're supposed to use for text. So white main heading. Oh no, this is just white, so put that in there. And this font is quite a bit bigger, so let me grab the font size according to Figma. This is 36 and bold. So we'll say font size 36 pixels. And here, I'll bring this over here so you guys can see it. Even though it's it's a little big, huh? But anyway, you can see the font is now 36 pixels. And then there's like a line height on there. So line height is like how much space is from one line to the next. So let's do, I don't have like an exact for that, but I'll say like line height 1.7. Might be too big, yeah. Say line height 1.4. It's actually pretty small, the gap between that. The line height between this one, it's basically the space in between here. It's not that big. So it might only be like 1.0. Yeah, that might be it. And then we can also see in the design that the letters stack on top of each other. So, and it also looks like it's kind of centered within this box. Or, you know, there's at least like margin over here. Everything is pushed over here a little bit. It's not quite centered. So our insights text, let's give it a margin left of like 3 rem. 1 rem equals 16 pixels, guys. So 16 times 3, which is what, 48 pixels. So there we go. That's good. We'll leave it there for now. Let's give this box has a background color of a different blue, so let's do that so that we can see our content better. So background color, and it is card background. Should be this one. There we go. Now we can see our stuff better. Okay. And doesn't look like, oh, sorry, it's not margin, it's padding left, my fault. Padding left 3 rem. There we go. See how there's that gap now? Okay. Now let's business grow. See what font this is. We have to change the font on this because it's still that we still have that default font up. So this is Inter. Okay, so it's Inter bold. So we'll come up here to our font family Inter that we copied from Google Fonts. And we will put that font here. And we'll say font weight bold. There we go. So that changed it to bold. Okay. And now the line height is a little bit bigger. We need more space. I'm going to say 1.3. That's better. And then we have to make, so see how get insights that help and then your business grow are on separate lines. We have to achieve that. We don't quite have that here, so we'll use width. We'll make the width on this smaller to achieve that. So let's go to the H2. We'll say width and I'll say 60% to start. Okay, and now I will show you a little trick to get that width dialed in right away. I'm going to make this full screen. I'm going to right click and hit inspect. And I'm going to, this is the Google Developer Tools. So we're going to manipulate our code real time to get it how we want it. And then we'll just copy paste whatever it is and put it in our code. So this is just a way to quickly make changes without having to guess. So when it comes to making widths of stuff, this especially comes in handy. So I'm going to click on that, what we just did, or CSS styles for that element pop up here. And I'm going to hit up on my arrow key. There we go. So it's about 80% because that's exactly how we want it. So we'll change that width to 80% in our code. Go width 80%. Bam. And then there's quite a bit of space top and bottom here. So for my insights text, I'm going to say padding top 4 rem, padding bottom 4 rem. There we go. So I'll just show you guys how that looks. Now we have that space there, like the design, okay? And then as we add, it looks like this is short now, but as we add space in between all this stuff, this will grow bigger to the actual height of what it's supposed to be, like the picture, okay? So don't worry about that. Next, let's make this insights purple like it's supposed to be. Remember, we use that span, purple text span, so we're going to change it to that purple color. So we'll go to our span class of purple text, and I will put it right below my H2 dot purple text color, and we'll go to our style guide, and we got soft violet, so I think it's this one. Copy this, paste it in, save, and it is. So we saved it, and our span made that purple like it was supposed to. So yay, it worked. All right. Now we got to do our paragraph, and we got to put some spacing between our H2 and our paragraph. So let's say padding bottom 2.5 rem. So there's a good amount of space on the bottom. Yeah, it's too much. Let's say 2 rem. 1.8 rem. Okay. Maybe even less, maybe 1.5 rem. I'm just trying to like look at this and eyeball the spacing. So I think that's good. That's what it looks like now. Okay. And then of course we'll have to do the same thing for the paragraph when it giving space to the bottom of this, but we'll do that later. One thing at a time. So now we got to do our paragraph text. We got to give it the white color. So we'll say insights text P dot insights text. Go down here. Insights text. Oops. P. All right, and then we'll give the text that white color. So we'll say color and slightly transparent white. This HSLA color. So it tells us that. That's good. We'll just copy this, paste it. Okay. And then that font for that paragraph is Inter regular. So we'll give that the Inter font. So let's go up here again, copy this. Okay. So this is what we have here so far. And then I'll leave this here for now. And then on the design, same thing. We're going to change the width of this because the letters stack up a little bit differently on the design, as you can see. They stack up like that, where experience and overall efficiency is last on the last line. So we'll use width again to do that. So let's go set a width here of 60% again to start. And then we'll say right click inspect. Oops. And I'm going to get my selector tool over here and select the paragraph. Go to width and use, again, I'm using my arrow keys on my keyboard to go up, make the width bigger. So customer experience, there we go. That's as wide as it should be, I believe. So experience and overall efficiency right there. So we'll call it 75%. So width 75%. And then again, we need line height in between. This is not enough line height, so we'll say X this out. Say line height, I'll say 1.5. Try that out. Yeah, that's pretty good. Maybe that's more than that. We'll say like 1.6, 1.7. That's good. We'll say 1.6. Okay, so that looks like the design now. So we're getting there, guys. See the little baby steps, right? So now let's put some padding bottom between this and this, which looks like 4 or 5 rem. So say padding bottom 4 rem. Okay, and then see how our thing got too big. Say padding bottom 2 rem here. There we go. I'm just trying to get this and this big enough, but we'll adjust that later. But for now, I'll say 3 rem, 3 rem. Oops. See, 3 rem, 3 rem. We'll adjust that later. Okay, so there we go. We got our good amount of padding. And now we're going to do this stuff. So we're going to style this flex box so they're all side by side, and then we'll style the text. So this is number stats container. Go here. So dot number stats container. Display flex. Align items center. And then justify content center. And then instead of center, we might, because there's space in between them, maybe like space evenly. Oh, you know what? There's not, I think it is space evenly, but it's getting additional padding that I don't want it to have. That's getting padding from here, basically. Because remember, we have padding 3 rem left on insights text. What if I do space between? Nah, it doesn't really fix it. Space evenly. Padding left 0. Let me just show you guys. So if I go up to insights text and take this padding left out, comment it out. No, it doesn't really affect it. Huh, I wonder why it's doing that. Yeah, there it is. Okay, guys, so instead of having justify content, we got rid of that, and I just used the gap attribute. And what gap is it's kind of like padding, but just for flexed elements, and it just gives it like spacing in between each one. So I said 4 rems of gap in between each one, and that made it look more like the design. So that's weird. I don't know. I'm not honestly sure why justify content was doing that behavior. As good as I am at CSS, I don't always quite understand why certain things are happening, but gap works, so we'll go with that. That's one thing with development, guys. You might not always understand under the hood what's actually going on, but as long as you know how to get the results you need, that's good enough. But so that's good to go. I'm just looking at my Okay. So interestingly enough, these H3s are going to be enter. And then this text down here is the Lexa Deca. It's the other font that we downloaded. So that's kind of interesting. So we'll do that. So we're in number stats container and we want the H3s. So let's copy this. And put H3. And we'll do color first. So the color is the slightly transparent white stat headings. It's this HSLA. We'll put that here. There they are. And then the font family is the Inter font. Inter 24 bold. So go up here and grab Inter. James, be quiet, okay, buddy? There we go. And it's 24. I don't know if that means 24 pixels, but yeah, 24 bold. So that's what Figma says, guys. It says Inter 24 bold. So we'll go with that. I don't know. I think that looks a little big, but we're going to listen to Figma. And then there's some slight padding on the bottom. So say padding bottom 8 pixels. According to the design. So this is the design. So yeah, see there's a little gap there. Okay. Oh, you know what? This might be the white text, and then the stuff below it might be the transparent now that I look at that. So we'll fix that. Let's just make this color white. There we go. And then we'll make this below it the transparent. Yeah. All right. Cool. And that is the H4, right? Yeah, we made those H4s. So let's copy this. Say dot H4. I don't know why I keep doing 2 dots. And we'll give it the color and the font family. So this is the slightly transparent white color. Whoops, color. There we go. And then Lex and Deca font family. Whoops. Kind of random to just have this one little thing be a different font, but you know, whatever. Doesn't make much sense to me, but okay. There it is. And what's the font size on this supposedly? I don't know. Is this like 14? Let's look at the, what do you guys think? I think it's 15 pixels maybe. I think the paragraphs are supposed to be 15 pixels, right? Yeah, font size 15 for a paragraph. So let's change that really quick. I only have one paragraph on this design, but font size 15 pixels. Okay. And then I think this looks fine as is. I'm not going to mess with the font size on that. Honestly. Let's just see. Font size. No, it's too big. I don't even know what the default is. Maybe 17. I'll just keep it at 16, guys. I think it's 12. Let's see. There. We'll do that. 12 pixels. I think Figma's telling me 12 now that I look at it. So I think that's it for that one. Yeah. Pretty much looks like the design, right? Let's do a side by side so far. Even though this window's too small for the design, but what do you think, guys? Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. So 10K plus count. Yeah, looks good. So the image, we got to figure out how to do that overlay thing on the image, so. And then we got to make it so both of these are the same size, because now the image is quite a bit bigger than that. But you know what? I can add padding top and bottom here to fix that. Let's do the selector. Right here. So 3, so we can go 4 and 4. I think we can go 4 and 4, and then we'll use negative margin if we have to bring it up and down. So I'll show you what I mean with that. So let's go here. 4 rem, whoops. 4 rem top, 4 rem bottom. Padding. It didn't really do much, huh? Oh, they like fighting each other? Is that why? There we go. So it's that, and then actually I'd rather have the other one have more. Make that 4, make that 5 on the bottom. There we go. And then we can say margin bottom negative 5 pixels. Negative 10. I think it's margin bottom negative. Let's see. Go inspect. Done this. And we need right here, it's main container. See if I can give it negative margin to bump it up and down. Oops, going into positive margin. Is it moving up? Don't think it's doing anything. Let's try margin top. I know we made negative margins work, I just forget how to do them. Cool. So guys, instead of negative margins, I just came down to the insights image part of it, and I just gave it 4 pixels margin top to bring it down a little bit so it's like the same. These look like side by side perfectly now. It's probably not exact, but it's exact enough to where nobody's going to notice. So this is what it looks like now. So one isn't taller than the other. Okay? Cool. So now we have to get that purple overlay on this thing somehow. So we got to look that up. I honestly don't know how to do it. Alright guys, so I finally figured this out. I had to go deep in my bag of tricks for this. And by deep, I mean just to show you guys. So I have my practical web dev GitHub account. And you guys know what GitHub is. It's where you save code from the past, from other projects. And I also have my own personal GitHub that I've been working on for like 5 years. This is me. And Jedi Academy, okay? This came from a course that I took. I built this website as a part of a course that I took when I was first learning Flexbox 4 years ago probably. And I still reference code from this project sometimes and other projects that I built a long time ago to get snippets of code that I need. So what I ended up doing to make this work, guys, and here's what it is now, okay? So here it is. I ended up making this. We had this in our HTML as an image, but I ended up actually changing this to a background image instead. That's the way to do it. Make it a background image, and then you can put overlays over it way easier. So my bad on that, but like I said, this was live, guys, so I solved this problem unscripted for you guys. It just clicked in my head what did I do? I looked up another solution after the one that I showed you off camera. Well, on camera, but I edited that part out because it was just like a lot of silence and me thinking. So that's the old code snippet I got, but I went to and this is what I should have done in the first place. When I first typed in our problem, I went to this one, which like this does work, but not very well. This is for HubSpot community, which HubSpot is like WordPress. It's a CMS, content management system. Where I usually go is the holy grail of code problems is called Stack Overflow, and I should have just clicked on this first. I saw that there. I knew in the back of my head I should probably go with that first, but this guy had a similar question, and this guy was like, hey, just make your image a background, and then you can use RGBA to put an overlay over that background image. And I was like, oh my god. It clicked in my head, and then I instantly knew, go to GitHub, get that old background image code from that project years ago, because I did a similar thing. I put an overlay over a picture, and that's how you do it. You make it a background image, guys. So I didn't learn something new, but I remembered something, and hopefully you guys learned something new. Whenever you're making cards like this, and if they have to have a background image, or anyway, whenever you're putting images side by side in a card, because I think I did a project before this where I didn't make it a background image, but it's always better just make it the background image, because then it lines up perfectly. You don't have to worry about other positioning. It's just easier to work with as a background image, and then especially if you have to put an overlay over it, you can do that. So that's what it looks like now. See how this is like a darker purple though? I'm gonna see if I can get that color closer, that RGBA. We'll do that together, but again, I want to show you the code, guys. In the div of insights image, get rid of the image code that we had before. I think it was right here. Get rid of this image and make it a background. So delete that out of your code. And we still have the div there. And then with just select the div. I give it a width of 50, a height of 446 pixels, which is the height that I got from Figma for this whole design. This whole thing, Figma says, is 446 pixels on a desktop. We don't need margin top 0 in here. Take that out. I don't even think we need overflow hidden. That was me just messing around, trying to figure it out. But copy this code, guys. So this code is super important, and this will be like, I hope you guys have a GitHub or you know how to use GitHub. Save this project because you'll come back. I usually use this background image. So what this is, a CSS. It says, give me a background image. Don't repeat it because background images repeat by default. Center it and make it a cover. Make it a big image. But the thing that makes it all work is this additional linear gradient code up here with the RGBA colors. You can add linear gradient to background, and you can, even if there's a image in the background. And I usually use this when I have background image pictures in like a showcase area. You know how like when there's websites and they have like a header and then a background image, and then there'll be like a button and some text over the background image, and then I usually turn this RGBA to like black, and I use opacity to like just make the image not so bright so that you can see the text over it. But in this case, we need to make purple over it, so I made purple with that. So that's the code. That's what we did. We took this out. Again, take the image out, make this a background image, and add this linear gradient code. Okay. I want to grab a screenshot really quick of this purple, this darker looking purple. And I'm going to go to a website that I use a lot. I just want to see if I can get this exact dark purple, because what we have now, it doesn't look as dark. Oops. Get that back up here. Right here. Our design, it looks like it, but it looks like darker and sharper somehow. So I want to see if I can get a better color for that. So I'm going to go to HTML color detector. I'm going to upload that screenshot that I just took. Right here. See if it gives me just like a color. Then it gives us this color. Say, now I've got to get this in the RGBA. So hex.rgba. Right here. 117.63149. So let's put that here. Let's X out of this. I just want to see if I can get that color closer to the design. So let's just change it. 117. 63. 149. Same thing. Just copy this. Paste this in here. Save it. See what that did. It's either going to make our design look bad, worse, or better, right? Yeah, it's just a little darker. I don't know how that's so like that, though. I don't know how that looks like so sharp and vibrant. Maybe it's just a different color. I don't know. Whatever, though. I'm happy with that. It looks good, guys. Not going to kill myself over it. So that is the desktop version complete. So we're going to make the mobile version now. So again, we'll do a little side-by-side here if we can. There's that. Here's ours. See, it's just so big. You can't really do a proper side-by-side, but here. Yeah, looks pretty dead on. All right, let's make the mobile version of this thing and get this project over with already. I was getting sick of this project already. Taking up too much of my brain power. But oh well, we learned something. I remembered something, and like I said, hopefully you guys learned something new. Let's go open the mobile view. Oh, that's the Figma file. Gotta re-unzip this. Oh, these are both the Figma files. What the hell? Alright, you know what? I'll just show it to you in Figma. Okay. Mobile view looks like this. So really simple. Kind of ugly, to be honest. I don't like this. This could have been done better, but whatever. So yeah, we're just gonna put the image on top. Change this. There's a mobile. We have a mobile image, just so you guys know. Image header mobile. So I don't know what's different about it, but it's different, I guess. But we're still gonna have that as a background, so it doesn't really matter. And then everything is just stacked on top of each other, so that shouldn't be too hard. So let's get that done. All right, let's get this out of here. I'm going to make a new section of our code called media queries, make a comment in our CSS, so I know where my mobile styles start. Say media queries. All right, and let's pull up our design. And let's view it in the mobile. Let's say right-click inspect. Click on the mobile view, and we'll look at it on an iPhone 12 Pro. So as you can see, it doesn't look good. It's too big. Let's zoom this into 75%, but it's okay. We'll fix that. So I'm going to go here to my main container, and we're going to change this to flex direction column so that everything sits on top of each other. Let's go. Get rid of all this. We'll just say flex direction column. Okay. And that made our background image disappear, but we'll fix that. And then we'll make the width 90% and the height probably just auto. So width 90%. Height auto. In other words, be as big as you need to be. And then, oh, there's our background image. So we need to do flex direction column and then flex, what is it? Flex. It's column reverse. Because the image has to go first. There we go. Boom. Whoa, what the heck? Column reverse. There we go. Now the image is on top. Because the image was second in the other view. So you have to do column, go on top of each other, and then reverse your order. So there you go. Okay. And then our widths and everything are all screwed up, but we'll fix that. Margin top 7 rem. We can make that like 2 rem instead. And then left and right auto, that's fine. Oh, whoops, I'm in the wrong area. Margin top 7 rem, we can make that 2 rem. Alright, now we'll make it 3 according to the design. Left and right auto is okay. Alright, that's done. Let's fix this image. So our widths are just still screwed up because it says 50% up here, but we'll fix that. So let's copy all this. I don't even think we need the mobile image. Say width 90%. There we go. Let's see, change it to the mobile image, I guess, and see if that makes a difference. /design, mobile design, JPEG. Just made it super small. Oh, because the height is 446. Huh. What did that do? What's the height of this in the design? 240 pixels, supposedly. Say 240 pixels. Now it's non-existent. Why is this showing double? This is so weird. What is happening? Let's /design, mobile design, JPEG. Why is our code all messed up here? Okay. I don't know why it's formatting like that, but okay. /design, mobile design. Can we just say height 100%, I guess? I don't know. Now it completely disappears. Can't use percentage. Height 500 pixels. Column reverse. Yeah. I don't know what is going on here, guys. Mobile and desktop. Oh, is it the height? What the fuck? Okay. I'm just going to leave it like that, guys, with this design, because when I make it the other mobile picture, it just breaks everything for some reason. I have no idea why. Let's see. Images, header mobile. Oh, there it is. Okay, well, it doesn't make any difference, so whatever. All right, so that's good to go. So made Insights image width 100%, height 350 pixels, and gave it, it's already got the background gradient, and we just added the mobile image. Okay, so let's fix this stuff up here. So Insights text. Below our media queries area. Yep. All right, width. Say width 100%. And the reason that we're going 100% and there's still space here is because we have 90% on the whole main container. Let's actually make this 95%. See what that. Might be too much. No, we'll stay with 90 because there's supposed to be space on the sides. And then that's all good. The padding top and bottom can stay. The padding left is going to go bye-bye. 0 rem, and then we're going to text align everything center. All the text is just centered. And then the reason that it's still not centering here is because we have to fix the widths. Remember, we changed the widths of these two things. We got to make those widths different and then margin auto them. So let's grab the H2 first. Fix that. All right, so width 100%. It's actually fine. Scene width 95%. There we go. Say width 95%. Margin left, auto. Margin right, auto. There we go. Centered. Just make it, so ugly. Is there a different font size here? What's the font size? 28 pixels. Font size 28 pixels. There we go, that's why. And oops. Margin right auto again to center it. Width 100. So this must be bigger font size then. Huh. Alright, I'm keeping it at 28. That just looks better than the design. The design looks so ugly. And now let's fix this paragraph here. So let's go up, insights text P. Oh, how did this end up down here? Jeez, guys, design is killing me. Okay. So this width is going to stay the same, I think. Yeah, that looks better. Let's give it 85%. How about 90? Now we'll go. Yeah, I think that looks better, dude. Let's go 90%. I'm deviating from the mobile design a little bit because I just think it looks like crap. And then we'll do margin 0 auto, center it. So just to give you a quick little side by side, we're almost done. Again, I said I'm looking on Figma on my other screen. This is theirs. This is ours. I think mine looks better. So it looks a little different, but it looks just cleaner to me to have it like this. This is just too narrow of a width, and it just looks ugly. But anyway, all we have to do now is stack these on top of each other, and we're pretty much done. Whoops. So let's do that. Right here, number stats container. We're just going to say flex direction column. Okay. There you go. Now they're stacked. We might want to knock the gap down to like 2 rem because they're a little far apart. There we go. Well, let's see according to the design. Yeah, that was the right move. Looks good. Looks good. Maybe the margin bottom is a little much now for the whole design. Or padding bottom, I should say. Maybe knock this down to 3 rem. Let's see. Just a little too much padding on the bottom. That's better. Yeah, that's good. I think that's it, guys. Let's look at this thing. Whoops. Let's look at the finished product. Question is, when we make it bigger. Okay. Yeah, that looks fine. I don't think I did max width. I don't even think I did, did I even do my media query? Bro. I didn't even do my media query. I just realized that. That's okay. We know what it looks like on mobile. I just like literally changed the design for desktop. Watch. Because CSS, guys, it's cascading style sheets. So whatever you write last is what's going to be the code. So that's why that all changed without even the media query. All right, so let's go to CSS media queries and let's just put the code in so that only happens on mobile views. That is funny, dude. Sorry, this design. I'm just tired, guys. I had a long day at work, and then you got to come home and solve all these little coding riddles, but it's worth it. Okay. So, what was the? This is like 1,000 pixel design, bro. Let's just say max 800 pics or 1,000, up to 1,000 pixels. Max width. And let's get rid of this body thing. So I'm just saying, like, everything up to 1,000 pixels, just put the mobile styles in, because we don't really have styles for tablet or anything. And this design is so big by default that you can't really put it on a tablet. So, okay, it'd be nice if my media queries worked. Why aren't you working? Oh, that's why. Okay. Oh, no, that doesn't. Did I put an extra 0? Oh, because we're on. Jeez, again. Sorry, guys. Not min width, max width. Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay, so desktop view. And then as you get smaller, see, as you get bigger, it goes into desktop and then goes into mobile. Well, you can look at it on some different devices. So iPhone 12 Pro Landscape, iPhone 12 Pro Regular, what the 14 Pro Max. They're probably two of the most popular phones. You can see the image gets a little messed up when you turn it, but not many people are going to view this turning their phone landscape anyway. So again, there wasn't like a tablet design for this. Sometimes there is for premium challenges. It'll give you the tablet design and everything, but we didn't really get that here. But you get the gist. If you can do media queries for one size, you can do it for all. So as long as you can do this simple challenge, guys, you follow along with me. Hopefully you learn some stuff. Like you get it, like, right? You get what media queries are and how you can manipulate stuff. So shouldn't be that big of a deal. Let's see how it looks on a tablet though. iPad mini. Yeah. See, that barely fits. I mean, I just went by the width on the design of Figma, so that was like 1,000 pixels long. So, but the iPad Pro, yeah. Oops. Just seeing, like, can we zoom out here? No. But yeah, looks all right. It looks all right. iPhone XR. iPad Pro. Okay, how does that still like overflow in the iPad Pro? It's 1366 pixels. That doesn't make sense. That actually doesn't make sense because this is only 1,000 something pixels long, so it should be big enough to. Let's see. Doesn't make sense, mate. Oh, that's why, because it's 1,100. It's such a. I guess I shouldn't have made it that big in hindsight, but maybe Figma lied. Look, guys, I swear, like when I click on this in Figma, It says 11110 by 446. So I'm assuming that's pixels, right? I just did as I was told, but it's too big. Get rid of all these. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this project. I'm doing this on like a giant desktop screen, so that's why it looks so good probably. Let's see what it looks like on my laptop. So on my MacBook Pro, still looks good. So that's fine. We made it mobile. We made it responsive. We figured out how to do this. All in all, 'twas a good project. Yeah. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.